This is why I keep receipts. Playing Ignite Crisis once again as he continues to use Alabama in trying to perfect the loop blitz out 3-4 defense. He ends up bringing the free safety, still continues to use her the same player, which is the strong safety here, brings him down in the box, which supposedly helps defend the run, but my opponent's user skills is just absolutely terrible. No, I end up starting off bad, 3rd and inches. This should have been an easy user pick by him. I meant to throw it to the tight end, but he ended up covering this well, got bailed out. It is what it is on that. He complained about that later on, which you guys will see the messages at the end of this video. Now, regardless if he did end up making a pick, it still doesn't matter for the outcome of the game because it depends on basically what you end up doing after that. Can you convert off that turnover or not? You guys have seen in the past where I end up starting off bad in most of my games and even having big major comebacks, and that's what I'm just used to doing. Now his offense, he still does the same thing, comes out in a bunch and tries to beat me deep. He's trying to do the money plays. And what happens? He ends up panicking after getting him out his comfort zone scheme, throws a pick, I get the ball right back. Test his users. This drive, I was just dropping a lot of passes. It is what it is. I go 4-and-out, giving the ball right back, but he ends up throwing another blind read. So this is what I mean. It didn't matter if he got the pick or not because his offense is terrible. And when it comes to competitive play, 99% of comp players, people that compete online, they never adjust. They never change what they do because they're so comfortable with their scheme and things of that sort. Unless they desperately need to try to figure out something else to beat you, they're not going to really change up or adjust to anything. So, as the second half starts off, he ends up just running the ball. He's trying to play conservative. He got a lot of first down pickups because I was just having defensive pass interference, which is BS, but it is what it is. That's why this drive lasted so long, and he's just trying to run halfback zone over and over. Doesn't get anything. Then he tries to go to his scheme passing. Doesn't work. Now, eventually, he does get downfield because all the flags that was happening, but he took the entire third quarter, which is crazy. So, beginning fourth quarter, this is how things start off with my drive, as this is my first possession in the second half. And check it out, I'm not really chewing clock. Couple plays in, pick up a first down, but I continue to pass. I go back to that deep pass, which I almost got earlier, end up getting it this time, and then he ends up rage quitting. Granted, they even get to the 2 minute warning, but yet you guys gonna see the messages, which you guys can pause the video and read it for yourself. But he ends up saying that I ended up struggling and I was clamped up in the first half, which I really wasn't. But of course, once again, he's going off that pick that he should have had. But look at his offense. He ended up throwing back to back picks to me, giving the ball right back. He didn't capitalize on any of his offensive possessions. And then I'm trying to make him running back if he thinks he's so confident for a three-peat. He think I was lying that I beat him the first time, so that's why I tend to keep receipts against people like this because they don't believe me. And then he's saying he has a life outside of the game. Then saying that I'm scared to lose by a single score again. Like, bro, you just quit by a single possession. And then saying that I end up chewing clock, and then saying that because he has a life outside of the game, he tells me how much time I had spent on the game. Like, pretty sure is less than his. I kept telling him, why don't you show your record? Because that's going to prove how many games you played in total over me. Then we go back to 6 days ago where I actually did play him, showcasing the highlights as I was talking about ESG. And you guys see it right here. This is the highlights from that video where, once again, he used Alabama, done the same exact thing. And look at the user skills. And then I thought it was 28-7. I was wrong. It was pretty much a blowout before he ends up rage quitting in this match as well. It's just crazy to me. Like, the people that always end up losing the first match, right? They always want to have a rematch. And then, there's times where I end up blowing them out like this. And then I offer them for a rematch and they don't even want to take it. So it's just crazy how that works. But it's always back and forth when it comes to those type of situations. It is what it is. That's why I continue to keep receipts. But when it comes to trash talking, I just message my opponents or turn on my mic during the game and basically tell them why do they continue to do the same thing and don't do any adjustments. And then they have so much complaints about how I play. It's literally the same effect. And I always preach this. I play based off how you play. I'm do the same exact thing based on the same exact thing that you're doing that I end up beating it. So it's on you to dictate how the match is gonna go. And when you don't really change up anything, why would I change up something that continues to dominate against your non adjustments or your scheme that doesn't work? Like, come on now, make it make sense. The thing is, it's not hard to stop the things I do. I do the same stuff, right? But that's because you're giving me the same adjustments or the same look, and that's why I do the same exact thing. I don't do anything difficult. Nothing that I do is unstoppable. It's just based off how you're gonna go about how you're gonna play the match. Are you gonna make adjustments? Are you gonna change things up? If not, it's just gonna be very easy for me to dominate. A lot of people that have seen my footage or played me before, you guys know what's coming, but the fact that you know what's coming and don't do nothing about it, and yet you still complain that I'm doing the same thing, but it's on your fault that you know what I'm exactly doing and you don't do anything about it, it just blows my mind. Like, how do you let that happen? It's like you keep saying, oh, you keep throwing to the same person. Well, double cover that person or go manually user that person. It's not that difficult. You guys complain about how I play. Well, look at yourself. That's how you play the exact same way. I just play based off how you guys play. Now, thing is with that, 98% of the people just go based off the recent play call. Like you guys see that I'm picking the same thing, but you don't actually see what I'm making my adjustments on. Like when I'm rerouting certain receivers or on defense, what I'm manning up or putting other players in zone. Just because it looks exactly the same during the pre-snap doesn't mean I'm running the exact same play. So that's why a lot of people don't take that into consideration. It just blows my mind. That's how people still consider that, oh, because they see the play art from the previous play, they assume that I'm doing the exact same thing. No. It's just because I'm so used to playing the same teams, like I said before, playing Alabama over and over and over. I know what a lot of people do because I have seen the same formations over and over. It's like I know when you're going to run the ball because I've seen the halfback direct out of this formation. Or I know that you're going to have a motion sweep because a lot of people run this motion sweep out of this particular formation. Same thing goes for the defensive side. I already know who's going to be open based off pre-snap. I know what coverage you're going to be in based off the pre-snap look of how your defensive looks and lines up. A lot of people try to disguise it, but they're going to end up running the same thing. All I got to do is look at one individual player. It's going to tell me if he's going to be running a man defense or coverage defense. It's just years of experience of how defensive lines up during the pre-snap. I just got used to it, and then how a lot of people copy and paste other people's schemes or tips that tries to help better their defense or offense. A lot of people copycat one another and they don't have their unique way of playing. And that's why it's become so easy. A lot of people forget. I used to compete. I used to be in the Madden tournaments. I used to compete in the MUT tournaments. But of course, back then, compared to now, there's a lot of cheaters that got to advance over me. And how they do it now is completely different, where they can actually see the live stream and everything that goes down. But competing in the past really helped me overcome all the glitches and exploits and trying to figure out how to stop the money plays. But that's what comes down to where a lot of people just copycat and it became a repetitive ordeal game after game. And I took every single game to my advantage. I practiced. I'm basically labbing in all those matches that I'm going up against copycats where I'm just figuring out things how to beat it my own way. I don't go on YouTube or, ask people to help or figure out how I can beat certain things because you have to do it on your own. You can't just copycat somebody and expect that it's going to be beaten because a lot of people that showcase tips and tricks and whatever the case may be is against the computer. It's not against an actual user. So that's just something that I had to get off my chest and showcase to you guys. The next video is going to break down another instance of situations that I come across, and still people are doing it still to this day, and it's freaking March of 2025, and since the game released in 2024 in July, people are still running a certain defense. So you guys gotta stay tuned to see that video and breakdown. So I'm gonna start breaking down every single match that I get into now, and go back to keeping receipts. But anyways, like I said, if you guys want to play me as a friendly match or a learning match or just a competitive match thinking you're better, please feel free to comment down your gamer tag for PlayStation 5 users only. I will hit you guys up and ask when you guys are available to play. Outside of that, hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. More to come. And if you guys got any questions down below in the comments, please comment them down below. Other than that, until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.